Muhammadu Damaka, the national president of Dairy Ranchers Association of Nigeria, maintains that the country needs to provide grazing lands and ranching in order to solve the problems of clashes.
This mindset of a Fulani man is born to suffer and is willing to be traveling from Maiduguri to Lagos, trekking, I think a lot of people are getting it wrong. Why do they move? It's not because they love moving and it's in their DNA to move. No, because they are looking for greener pasture for their cattle. Once that greener pasture is available somewhere, and moving out of that place will make them not to have access to that greener pasture, they will not have incentive to move whatsoever. So ranching should be viewed from the perspective of provision of enough food for whoever is it that is engaging in this ranching, be it Fulani, be it Igbo, be it whoever it is that wants to engage in dairy production by buying animals and keep for production should be able to provide the necessary inputs. What are the inputs? You need to provide health, you need to provide feed, you need the cows to be able to conceive, because it's only when they conceive and calve they'll be producing milk. And so these are the factors. The interplay of these factors will make ranching what it is, either a success or a failure. So what is our model doing? Our model is working in conjunction with state government and some development partners. Now state government provide the land. It does. Development partners support these herdsmen with incentive, water for instance, which you must have seen, the dairy development program. Now provide water and then teach them how to now, being sedentary, develop their own feed to feed their cows and engage local farmers into this business of producing fodder and selling it to the herdsmen. And then we come and establish a milk collection center in their midst that is providing the market. So the whole arrangement is centered around market.
This is Dangwala community in Kura local government area of Kano State, where ranching is practiced. The people outline the benefits. Human rights group Amnesty International says the violence is reaching a boiling point of total anarchy.
Where a wrong has been committed and it has not been addressed, this would continue. And because people feel helpless in this situation, we're also seeing a lot of reprisal attacks occurring. So the law is just one in several elements that is contributing to this. A killing occurs, the security forces come into the community to maintain peace, to ensure that there are no further killings. But no one addresses the issues of those that have been killed. And no one talks about what they've done in previous investigations that they've carried out. And so you're getting to a situation where people don't have belief in the system that anything will be done. We're hoping that in this current situation that this would change, that there would actually be prosecutions that will be followed through, and that the people can actually, we can actually deal with this as a long-term strategy rather than just a short-term fix. Send people in, then after a few weeks you leave. You actually put things in place to ensure that there are no repeat attacks, but most importantly, you are gathering the information that you need in order to bring the perpetrators to justice.
The National Economic Council constitutes a 10-man working committee to address the killings by suspected herdsmen. The committee is headed by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and 9 state governors as members to collaborate with the federal government to address the killings and violence. But on the flip side, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, is not in tandem with the setting up of a committee to address the lingering crisis between farmers and herdsmen across the country.
A committee to do what? To find out how many people have been killed? To find out or to establish the fact that we have been in this problem for 5 years running and nobody is addressing the problems. This government knew this problem before it came on board. It was part of the campaign. And this government, upon its inauguration, has repeatedly maintained, and quite correctly, that the only solution to the incessant violent clashes between farmers and herdsmen. When you ask Chief Adogbe, what do you mean by cattle colony? It's to confuse Nigerians. According to him, a cattle colony will mean a group of ranches. Why are you using colony? As if you are giving the impression in a tense atmosphere that you want to colonize certain parts of the country. It's so nonsensical. Government has to take Nigerians seriously. In 1951, we had the first ranch in Nigeria, in Calabar, Obudu, cattle ranch. Now it's been converted to Obudu, holiday resort. The late Amadou Bello regime in the north established the Mokwa Ranch. The Obafemi Awolowo regime in the west, in the 50s, established Akunu Ranch. In Botswana, a country of 2.2 million people, with a cattle population of over 3 million. That is the most successful country in Africa in terms of establishing ranches. In Botswana, every cow has a tracker. Nigerians are simply not going to vote for people who are going to make promises. You must look at their pedigree. You must examine their commitment to addressing the problems confronting the country.